Hey, it's time for TV Skywriter. Good day, everybody, and welcome to TV Skywriter. I'm Pat Murray. I'd like to introduce you to people that I think you should know. Half of my guests are from Durham, North Carolina, where I am, and the other half is from wherever and around the world. But today's guest, we're talking about Durham, and we're talking with Mr. Kenneth Hinton Sr. He's a professor in the theater department at North Carolina Central University, but today he's wearing the hat of artistic director of the Agape Theater Project. Welcome to the show, Mr. Hinton.
Thank you, Pat.
Very happy to have you here. Now, he did the right thing. He contacted me and asked me to interview him. I love that because there's millions of people out here in the world, and some of them are wondering, why aren't I being called by the media? Well, sometimes you have to call the media.
Yeah.
And I'm always open to interviewing people. So when you told me about this play, I looked it up. I went to Eventbrite. This looks like a really, really fun play called Steal Away.
It is so funny. And the people who saw it in Raleigh, they just loved it. They are still talking about it.
Wow. So it's written by Ramona King. So who is that?
Well, Ramona King has been writing for a while in Black theater, and this show I first saw it in like 1998, 99 at the Black Theater Festival in Winston, and I fell in love with it. And it's just about 5 church women who have good hearts, and they send Black women to college, young Black women, and their funds dry up. And they send them by selling cakes and pies. Well, the funds dry up, and Tracy Ada comes home, and she wants them to do something more ambitious. And so I don't want to give the play away, but it's a comedy. I can tell you that these 5 women take matters in their own hands, and they end up robbing a bank. I'll tell you that.
That's ridiculous. Right. And the reason it really cracked me up when I read this is it's set in 1930s Chicago.
Yes.
During the what do you call it? The Prohibition or Depression.
Right. The Depression.
So I was like, how in the world?
Because this was doing Al Capone and Dillinger and Babyface Nelson, and this was during the time back in the Prohibition.
And you got church ladies robbing a bank. That is crazy.
Yep.
So how is it? You said you saw the play actually being performed in Winston-Salem at that
National Black Theater Festival.
It happens every 2 years. So how does that work? So when you see a play and you want to put it on, how do you do that? Do you buy?
I'm actually been working for them since 2011. And so I have a little video company, and now I'm their videographer, and I go down, I shoot all the plays. But what you do is you submit online a application to put a play on, and I haven't been accepted yet, but I am submitting this play. You submit an application, and then they review it. You send video of the play. It must have taken place already by the 31st of this year to be in next year's festival, and then they make a decision. But the competition is stiff. This is companies from all over the United States. And when I watch some of the plays that I have to film, there are some very impressive talent out there from Los Angeles to Chicago to New York to Atlanta. And so we're just in there with them.
Wow. So when you decided to put it on, you decided Raleigh first. Is that how it works?
Well, in looking at venues, you have to look at where people usually go. So Raleigh Lowell Theater is one venue. Durham Arts Council is where we're doing this. This is another venue, but it's not. It's a PSI theater. It's not as popular as others. And we just finished the Amen Corner this summer, and we did it at the North Carolina Central University, which was also very successful. We had a 2-week run of that show. Got written up in the Independent as 4 out of 5 stars.
Nice. Actually, I know you're on the staff over at NCCU.
Yeah.
Most of your plays do really well over there, right?
Right, they really do. Right now, as a faculty member, we are doing Sister Act, and I saw it last weekend. That's a must see too, Sister Act. And Dr. Shabi is directing that play. And the next play after that would be Blues for Alabama Skies, which I'm directing. And that's going to be November 8th through the 11th.
Okay, thank you for telling us that.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
I'm wondering, so where are you from and how'd you get interested in theater?
I am from Raleigh, North Carolina.
All right
I'm,
now.
yeah, so I went to Ligon High School before it changed to a middle school. And then I won't tell my age, I spent 20 years in California.
Oh,
So in California is where I got into the arts. I got my master's in theater at the University of California at Santa Barbara. And we did a lot of great plays there, dance, opera, and that's where I cut my teeth into learning how to direct and choosing plays. So I like to say I choose great plays, and people have responded by the plays that I've chosen.
nice. So you are always interested in only being behind the scenes. You were never an actor on
Yes,
stage.
I've been, yes, I'm an actor. Actually, in 2003, I was in a play called Dance on Widow's Row at the Raleigh Little Theater. I played Randolph. And since then, I've directed this show at NCCU in 2010. And in my next season for Agape, we're doing it at Burning Coal, April 27th through May 6th, a 2 weekend run. So, yeah, I act. I was in When I Leave at the North Carolina Museum of History in 2011, 2012. I was in a show called The Watsons Go to Birmingham. That was at the Hayti
I didn't. I
Heritage
didn't.
Center.
I didn't know that was a play. I've seen the book.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a play.
oh, okay,
So
nice.
I don't prefer acting. I prefer directing. I prefer teaching other people lines than me
Oh.
learning all those lines.
Is it necessary though to be an actor first before working with
Well,
actors?
well, it helps because and my students say, Professor Hinton, will you stop? Let me do it. You always showing us how, but you know, when you know a character, you know how they should act. So sometimes, especially that's why I like Agape. Most of the actors are seasoned actors, and I don't have to really tell them how to act. But with students, they are still being trained, so I have to teach them a little bit more and exert a little bit more energy
Well,
in teaching them roles.
if you don't mind, could you tell us about the Agape Theater Project?
Yeah,
Are the
Agape Theater Project came about with me and my sister Shirley. We were the founders, and we just wanted to do plays and become a nonprofit and do plays that we want to see done. And we want to do plays that are uplifting. There's so much stuff out there that is not have good endings and more spiritual. We don't want to. We're not religious, but we are spiritual in saying that we want to make a difference in people's lives,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
So, and I'm also a playwright. I wrote a play which we performed in a March at the Garner Performing Arts Center called "You Ain't My Daddy," and that was pretty successful. I co-wrote that play with uh, Chris Glover and Rodney Johnson, who is a cruise ship comedian. I was on a cruise and
Hmm,
we got to be friends and start talking about his life. And so we based it on a cruise ship comedian who was kind of always never home.
nice.
Yeah.
So with the Agape Theater Project, do you have like a what's the word, a roster of actors, or do you have people try out for every play? How
Yeah,
does
we
that
have
work?
auditions, but you can imagine I've been in this business for 20 years. I pretty much know all the actors in town, and most of
Wow.
them know me. Right.
Mm. What about the
So
new? What about the new and up and coming ones? How do they get a start?
well, matter of fact, A friend of mine, Moses Green, who is a playwright. He wrote Pooled. Him and I are church members, and he's now at North Carolina State in the African American Arts Program. And so he pulled together an audition, and Raleigh Little Theater, Agape, Justice, Burning Coal, all the theater directors in town came to one place, and people signed up all day and auditioned from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And so
Wow.
we've got all these resumes, and we've got all these samples of their work. So we pretty much have a group to choose from.
Okay. So actually, if somebody is watching this and they're an aspiring actor, um, are
They
are
should
you open?
send it to Agape Theater Project, and that somebody's sending me something, so I'm distracted just a little. I have to wait. I'm on my phone, so I have to wait till it go away.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
okay. No,
okay, now it's gone away. So you can send it to my personal email, which I'll give out, which is mr period k hinton at yahoo.com. So
okay.
that's mr period like Mr. K Hinton at yahoo.com. It'll get to me quicker, but or you can go to the website, and a lot of people hit me up by just going to the website and posting on that email.
And it's agapetheaterproject.com. And Agape is Agape, and
Right.
theater is with our RE at the
Right.
end. Theater
Theatre and
project.com.
project.com.
Mhm. I always wonder, okay, so you have a script, and I know when you do someone else's play, you have to like pay royalties or something.
Right. So I
Yeah.
went to Samuel L. French, and you go to rights, and then you just pay them for how many performances you're going to do, and then you get a slip of paper that says that you are authorized to do this play.
Okay. But I was going to ask though, okay, so how do you figure out where the actors stand? Is that in the script? Yeah, I think they call it
Yes.
blocking.
Yeah, it's blocking in the script. Yes.
Oh, it's
So
in the
when you write
script.
a play, I like to teach this in Introduction to Theater. The play script is a blueprint for a house not yet built, right? You know how
Okay.
you build a house, you have a blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
So the script is that blueprint. It tells you how many actors, it tells you what their backgrounds are, it tells you the setting, it tells you the costumes, it tells you all the props, everything
Oh.
that's needed.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it had everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good because then you wouldn't have to struggle with trying to figure out how to set up the, where the,
Right.
you know.
It's the way the playwright intended this play to be presented.
Mm. What if you want to change? I have to ask this because I don't have this opportunity very often. So, what if there's like foul language,
Yeah.
and you want to replace that language with something else? Is that possible?
Well, yeah. Let's say this. You're not really supposed to, but I did a play, and I really had church people coming, and the GD you don't want to be flung
Oh no.
around. So
Mm-mm.
I'll just say use D, right?
Hmm.
Instead of the GD.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I had to ask that. I've always
Yeah.
been very curious about that. So let's promote this play. All right.
Yes.
It's a farcical comedy. It's
Right.
called. Oh, and I have to say, Ramona King is brilliant because just the name of the play itself
Right.
cracked me up. Cause "Steal Away" is an old spiritual that my mom used to play on the
Right, and
piano.
we open with that.
Oh no!
Steal away to Jesus, right?
Oh, that's brilliant.
Right.
Absolutely brilliant. So just the name itself just cracked me up. It's a
Yep.
farcical comedy. It is set in 1930s Chicago. I'm very curious about this play because again, I'm from Chicago and I'm just wondering how they're going to pull off a bank robbery.
Well, you have to be there as my guest. Just come on over, Pat. You know me and you go way back.
Okay, that yeah, I have to see. I must see this play.
Yes, you do. So you can write about it.
Okay, and now people can get tickets from either, you said Eventbrite.
Right.
Now
Or
the
or
link is
the or the website.
okay, and the link is in the Durham Skywriter. If you're just wondering, oh shoot, I don't have anything to write with because I'm
Right.
driving or whatever, just go to Durham Skywriter. It's on the Let's Go page, and you
So
just yeah.
also tickets are 20 and 25 at the door, but we were thinking if you show up for this play, we're going to let you in for 20. So we want this cast to have a really, really big audience. So come on out and see a great play. It's not a long play either. It runs about 90 minutes long, so about 45 the first act, 45 second act. It starts at 4, you'll be out of there by 6.
Okay, and that's good because my show is at 7. So
Okay, there you go.
folks, you know what to do. This is going to be at the Durham Arts Council in the PSI Theater. And as far as parking, well, it's a Sunday, so it shouldn't be.
Sunday and
Yeah,
parking is free,
it
so
is free
it's
on the street.
public parking right across the street.
Okay, so do that. It's 120 Morris Street, and again, it's this Sunday, so we're talking about the 7th
Right,
of
that's right.
October,
Yeah,
2018, from 4
yeah.
until 6. And what time do the doors open if people want to be
Doors
early?
open at 3:45.
Okay, excellent. And the tickets again are $20. You can go online and pay for them, or pay at the door. Still 20. Probably a couple dollars more online because Eventbrite
Right.
have
Yeah.
like a couple dollars, like a that fee, the extra fee.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like $1.25, something like that. But it's always nice to come and have your tickets already because if we get sold out and you can't get in, that's not fun. So it's always best to
Mhm.
have your tickets.
That makes perfectly good sense. So, do you want to give any, throw any shout outs to
Yeah,
anyone
well,
before we go?
one thing is that this is an amazing cast. We haven't talked about the cast. Um, Paula Nunn is in this play, and she has a comedy routine
Oh, I
that she
know who
does.
that is. She's
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah, she's a scream in this play. She is Blue, and Shamaya Truitt Martin is in this play. Pamela Bond, who is an NCCU grad. You know Pamela. She does our costumes,
Okay, okay.
right? And um, Miss Babs Watson is a New York actress. I saw her in Ain't Misbehaving, and I had to grab her. I got her in this play, and Mariah Williams is one of my proteges. I mean, one of my former students who graduated from NCCU, and she's the youngest one. She's a sweetheart in this play, and she is amazing. So
Nice.
this really is a good cast. And also Bernetta Simpson is in this play, and she is a NCCU professor. And
Nice.
she was in we've done this play several times, and she was in it, and she plays the role of Jade, and she will crack you up. These women, they have a great camaraderie together,
Hmm.
and it's just something to watch. So you'll be thoroughly entertained.
Awesome. I have to ask one more question because
Yeah.
again, I'm not from here. I'm from Chicago, which is a real theater town for real. When we have talented actors here in the Triangle area, do most of them have the aspiration of going to New York or LA? How does
Yeah,
it?
they do, but it really takes luck and it takes knowing somebody. Most of the actors have jobs and they don't
Mhm.
do acting for a career.
Okay.
So to really be serious about going to New York, you have to be an actor, and you really have to have an agent. And so a lot of community actors just do community theater.
Okay. Okay. What do you
Let
call?
somebody discover them. Oh,
What do
I
you?
got one more thing. One more
Oh,
thing. There's
yeah.
a surprise. I don't know if anybody know this comedian who is at DPAC a lot, but his name is D Wish. He's going to open up the show with
Nice.
15 minutes of
Okay.
comedy. So he's going, and it's going to be clean too.
Oh,
Here,
nice. Even nicer.
yes,
Nice. Okay. Well, I can't wait. So he's coming on at a quarter to 4 or at 4?
correct, correct. 3:45.
Quarter to 4. Okay. So I had to get there early. So
Yeah,
you heard that here, folks. So don't be
yep,
late. Be early so you can catch this comedy act too. That's
yeah.
great. That's great. Okay, it was wonderful having you on the show,
You,
and
thank you.
I do hope that aspiring actors get a chance to connect with you
Right.
and maybe appear in some Agape theater. Well, let me ask you about NCCU plays. Are all NCCU plays are the casts only made up of NCCU students, or can
No,
people
they're
from the
open.
community?
Our casting is open. And we do a play in February called Me Too Monologues, and some of the students from NCC, I'm sorry, from UNC are in that play, and just students from all over can be in that play.
Okay,
And the rest of
it's
the
good to
plays are
know.
all open when we do our auditions. So if you don't have to be a student here to be in one of our plays.
Okay. Now, when I was with WNCU on campus,
Mhm.
I used to hear about these reading sessions where you would read plays
Right.
out loud to sound them out. Do you still do? I never hear about them anymore.
Well, Karen Dickens Brock, who was on the faculty here, and she's retired now. She's one of our board members for Agape, and we're working together right now to start a play reading contest again, and that people where people can submit their plays, and then they get read, and then the one that wins get their play in a play
Mm,
reading locally. So
I
we're
like
working
that
on it.
because that's
Yeah.
necessary, isn't it, to sound it out to
Yes, it
make sure the
is.
flow is
See
right
how
and
it sounds. Yes,
mhm.
right. To an audience.
That's exciting. So, folks, I guess you should just go to
Yeah.
agapetheaterproject.com and just check it every now and then and just keep up with what they're up to. Because
Right.
that sounds like lots of fun.
Yeah, it will be.
Okay, Mr. Hinton, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for being on the
Thank you.
show.
All right.
And I will see you real soon. And folks,
Okay.
you know what to do. I would like to see a lot of you at the theater to
Yeah.
see Steal Away, which is this Sunday at the Durham Arts Council's PSI Theater. And with that, I will bid you adieu. And I'll also invite you to read Durham, North Carolina's online community paper, the Durham Skywriter, at
Mhm.
durhamskywriter.com. With that, have a beautiful day. Thanks again, Mr. Hinton, and
You're welcome.
I will see you all soon. Ciao for now.